guys, so today we're going to be going over some post-baseball stretches. The first one we're going to start with is going to be the trunk. We're going to work down to our legs. First and foremost is the upper back. So for this one, you're going to find something that's sticking out about approximately hip distance height. We're going to grab both of our hands onto there. You're going to extend your feet back. What we're going to do is we're going to be working and stretching our upper back. So you're going to extend those hips all the way back, still holding on. As we extend the hips back, I want you guys to drop your head, relax that back, and really bend the knees slightly to elongate that back all the way. Here we're just going to hold for approximately 30 seconds until you feel a nice deep stretch. Once you do, you're going to return back to neutral. The next one we're going to do is going to be the lower back. So for this one, we're going to go down to the floor. We're going to be lying on our floor with the knees rolled over to the side. While we're lying on our back, we're going to bend our knees and let them fall to one side. You're going to keep your arms out to the side and let your back and hips rotate with your knees. So what we're going to do again, lying all the way down, you're going to take your knees, tuck them into your chest, grab them with both hands. What we're going to do is you're going to take your knees, drop them all the way over to one side, extend out with the opposite arm. You should be feeling a nice stretch in your lower back. You're going to hold here for approximately 30 seconds. We're going to return back to neutral. You grab both of those knees with your hands, and we're going to drop those knees all the way back, letting the hips rotate with the knees, extending the opposite arm. Again, another 30-second stretch here. Return back to neutral. Then we can extend those knees down. We can sit back up. The next thing we're going to go over is the seated adductor stretch. So for this one, you're going to be still sitting on the floor, taking the base of your feet. You're going to touch them together, take your fingers, you're going to clasp them over your toes. What's going to happen here is you should be feeling a nice stretch on the inner thigh right here. So the posture for this is you want to make sure your chest isn't dropping, so really extend and elongate that chest. That'll bring your core up to make sure your back is straight, so we're really just purely isolating this section right here. So we're going to hold again for another 30 seconds. After this, we're going to go into the glute stretch. This will be your butt. So for this part right here, you're going to take one of your legs, you're going to cross it over like you're sitting down. Make sure that leg is about a 90-degree angle out from your other leg that's standing here. Take your hands, interlace them beneath the other thigh, back of the thigh for this long leg. And then what we're going to do is just bring that towards us, and we're going to be stretching right down here in the glutes, okay? So the more you bring it in, the more intensity we're going to get in that region. Again, hold for 30 seconds to really engage that stretch. Once you're done, bring it back down, and we're going to do the other side as well. So crossing over the other leg just right before the knee, interlacing our fingers, extending all the way back in. So you should be feeling again that stretch in the glutes. Once we've done both sides, we can return back to neutral, and then we can go into the calf stretch. So for the calf, you're going to be standing back up. What you want to do is make sure that your feet are facing forward. You're going to take one leg, drop it all the way back, and what we're going to do, I'll turn the side so you can see a little better. What we're going to do is making sure our feet are pointing forward. We're going to make sure both of our heels are on the ground. The leg that's forward, you're going to want to extend it. This is going to bring a nice, great stretch onto our Achilles or calf. You can also come a little closer to the wall and feel like you're out of balance. And you can really drop that leg and really extend back here is where you should be feeling a nice, long stretch through that Achilles and our calf. Okay, so you're just going to hold here for 30 seconds. You can also switch once you're done. And again, feeling that nice, elongated stretch in the back of our calf. All right, that's all. Thank you.
So it's really important to really stretch out some of our shoulder and arm muscles for baseball players. So the first stretch Anna is going to do is she is going to go ahead and she is going to make sure she really focuses on her shoulder girdle, and she's going to go ahead and she is going to raise her shoulders up and hold for 2 to 3 seconds, maybe 4 or 5 if she feels comfortable, and then she's going to go ahead and repeat this 3 to 4 times. Up and back down, up and back down. This is really important for those pitchers or anybody who throws really far, that's using a lot of these rotator cuff muscles and shoulder muscles that sometimes get tight, and this is so important to loosen that all up in there. The next one she's gonna go ahead and do is Anna is gonna grab her right hand with her right wrist with her left hand. She's gonna pull it behind her body backwards, and she's gonna go ahead and she's gonna tilt her head to the opposite side that her arm is going. This is really stretching out some of those really hard to reach neck muscles, as well as the shoulder girdle and some of her deltoid fibers. She's gonna go ahead and she's gonna hold it for 8 to 10 seconds, and she's gonna do this on each arm. So now she's gonna switch. We would count to 8, 9, 10, etc. And we're gonna go ahead and we'll move on to the next stretch. Now Anna is gonna go ahead and she's gonna raise her right hand up in the air. She's gonna bend at the elbow and drop it behind her neck. And she's gonna grasp with her left hand the top of her elbow and try to pull down. Right there, she's really stretching out some of those triceps muscles and a little bit of the shoulder girdle and the rotator cuff. She's gonna hold this for 8 to 10 seconds, and then she's gonna go ahead and switch to the next arm. And switch, she's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we'll stop at 8 for this one. Make sure that when you're doing this, you really wanna make sure that the kids are stretching both sides evenly. So they're going, if you guys are gonna go for 8 seconds, make sure that it's continuous for all sides, both sides. If you go for 10, go for 10 for both sides, etc. We're now gonna go ahead, we're gonna go into our 4th stretch. This one's gonna work a little bit more on our side. So Anna's gonna grab her elbow again, just as she was doing before, but this time she's gonna flex laterally to that side. So she's stretching out those tricep muscles, but she's also really working out some of the side muscles, like such as her latissimus dorsi and other muscles along there. She's gonna stretch and she's gonna hold that for 10 seconds, and then we'll go ahead and we'll switch sides. So we wanna make sure that Anna does this other side, her left side, just as long for 10 seconds. She's really gonna stretch. She's gonna try to keep her core strong so she's not leaning over her hips forward or leaning over her hips backwards. And go ahead and we're gonna move on to the next stretch. This one, what she's now gonna do is Anna's gonna extend her right hand out straight, and then she's gonna pull it across her body and grab on to her left shoulder, as well as her left elbow her left hand is gonna grasp her right elbow, and she's gonna pull down and really stretch out those muscles. She's gonna get more of a stretch on her right side. And if you really wanted to work this, go ahead, and Anna, I want you to look to your left. So she's really gonna stretch out that neck muscle and that right shoulder rotator cuff. Now she'll go ahead and she'll switch after holding that for about 15 seconds. Very nice, and 14, 15. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move into our 6th stretch. Anna is gonna go ahead and she is going to extend her both arms backwards, and she's gonna interlock her fingers. She's gonna go ahead and she's really gonna stretch out some of those shoulder blade and the muscles surrounding the shoulder blade. She's gonna go ahead and she's gonna hold this for 10 to 15 seconds. And if she even wants, she can go ahead and she could rotate her arms inward and stretch out a little bit more. Thank you, Anna. We're now gonna go ahead and move into our last stretch, stretch number 7. This one I like to call the swimmer stretch. She's gonna go ahead and she's gonna grasp her hands interlocking up above her head, and so she can really work on rotating some of those muscles. You can see in her face, it's a stretch. She's feeling it. With those rotation of her shoulders, she's really stretching out some of those back muscles, as well as some of those shoulder muscles, and even some of the arm. Her arms are stretching. This stretch you want to hold 10 to 20 seconds, and it's a one-time stretch. So that was really working out some of those shoulder, arm, and a little bit of our trunk muscles, really stretching that out for a good post-exercise or post-game workout.